going on, Jerome's? Minnesota Vikings defensive line has been really solid this year against the run. Jerry Tillery, Jonathan Bullard, as well as Harrison Phillips up front have definitely got things done, but you just need that penetrating, get after it, can blow up a gap type defensive lineman. Now, Jalen Redmond has filled in very nicely. I think he's got a future here in purple. Levi Drake Rodriguez could eventually become that guy, but we got to have the meets, whether in free agency or the draft, of course, right? And since the top 18 picks of the draft are set, it is little bit of draft season, even though the Vikings are going to be selecting at 32. We all know this. Our guy Jordan Reed over at ESPN, 2025 NFL mock draft. First round is good to go. And the Vikings at 29, indeed. This is a really good defensive interior class. It's good for running backs, good for corners. All three positions of need for the Vikings as of right now. Of course, that will change depending on who the Vikings bring back and who they sign in free agency, but blah, blah, blah. So Jordan got the Shedeur and Cam Ward. Cam Ward goes 1, Shedeur goes 2. Yeah. The Vikings at 29. Walter Nolen, defensive tackle, Ole Miss, formerly at Texas A&M. I love it. The Vikings could use reinforcements at defensive tackle, and Nolen would provide an interior push for Brian Flores' defense if he's back. Nolen played up to his immense potential at Ole Miss after 2 underwhelming seasons at Texas A&M, finishing with a career-high 6.5 sacks. He was one of the most impressive prospects I saw this fall as he consistently penetrated that first level with his explosiveness and heavy hands. Don't be surprised if he continues to rise in the pre-draft process. And Nolen was a major reason why Ole Miss and their solid defense was making a push for the playoff, and he really did blossom this season. 48 tackles, 6.5 sacks, 34 pressures, 31 stops. Also broke up 2 passes at the line of scrimmage team, and just the ability to blow up a gap and get a pass rush on your own and just be a disruptive force on the back end, whether it's a running down, whether it's passing down, obviously, it's huge. That's something that the Vikings are missing. And also, even though Flores is extremely blitz happy, one of the reasons why he has to blitz so much is that you're not getting home with 4 or 3. Right, and Nolen certainly could rectify things. Some of his positives from a scouting report over at Bleach Report. Positives: solid size and impressive strength at 6'3", 305, with decent athleticism for a defensive tackle, strong and physical at the point of attack to help gain a leverage advantage against offensive linemen. And Jordan mentioned the hands. The hands are legit, right? And obviously a lot of players coming into the league can definitely use quite a bit of polish, but the raw skills are there, and man-sized on the inside. Takes on blocks with a wide and sturdy base to help hold his ground against combo blocks and avoid getting washed inside as a run defender, which also holds up well because some of these 3 techs blown up a B gap, they're going to be liabilities in the run game, especially in a 3-man front like the Vikings, right? Because one of the jobs, job number 1 for guys like Bullard, Tiller, and Harrison Phillips are taking up 2 bodies, maintaining 2 gaps, and all that stuff, and keeping linebackers clean so that Cashman and Pace, AVG, and Grenard can scrape and make plays. All right, but being able to not be a liability, being able to be a 3-down player, that's what Nolen brings, whether it's a 3-4 or a 4-3. When slanting, he has decent quickness, agility, and change of direction to throw off offensive linemen's angles and get penetration. Agility and lateral movement skills also help him stay in his gap against reach blocks and outside zone runs. So hold his ground, can completely destroy a gap when asked to, and that's something that the Vikings definitely need up front. So overall, if the Vikings do go this direction, defensive tackle, where, like I said, it's a very defensive tackle heavy class. Same thing with running back. And even though the Vikings aren't rich in draft picks as of right now, until we get that comp pick and maybe a tag and trade for Darnold, don't know. But I do think that the Vikings, both trenches have to be completely redone, especially the interior offensive line, and getting some bodies up front that can just completely get their own pass rush as well as not be liabilities against the run will be fantastic. So hopefully bring back Redmond. Actually, Tillery, Phillips, Bullard, bring them back too, so we can platoon this thing, so we can stop the run, we can rush the passer up front, and that takes a lot of pressure off of the back 7 of the defense, or back 8 of the defense, and just go from there. So Redmond, LDR, and also I would love Walter Nolen. I think that he would look really, really good in purple at this stage. But that's it. ESPN's latest mock draft. Vikings go, woo, defensive tackle, because we have the meats. That's right. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys know what to do. Skull, production value.